Hello everybody, this is FilmNerd here again with a new unboxing video, and today I'm going to be opening up my Halfway to Black Friday order from Vinegar Syndrome. Now, you probably have noticed that the box is opened up. Funny story about that. So I tried to record this video earlier using my Elgato webcam just because I thought maybe I would try to make it a little bit nicer, but when I tried to do a close-up of one of the Blu-rays in the set, it came out like really blurry, and I was like, if it's gonna come out like that, I probably should just go back to using my phone like before. So you'll notice one of the Blu-rays is already out of the shrink wrap. That's the reason. So anyway, enough of the prattles out of the way. So obviously I probably don't need to explain Vinegar Syndrome because I've already talked about them before, but basically they're a boutique label that's known for putting out all kinds of weird cult and exploitation films on Blu-ray, and it's starting to get kind of stuck. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, I got quite a bit, so we'll just start with this stack and go from there. So the first title that I have is Shredder Orpheus.
The deck. I've got a chance. I've got to take it. I don't have a life unless I get it back.
If you want to join the pantheon of dead skate rock guitar heroes, that's your choice.
Which I haven't seen before, but I've been told this is a really cool, like, kind of punk rock sort of take on a classic tale, that being the story of Orpheus. And as you can see, hopefully on my phone, it's in much better quality. You can actually see the cover a lot better, like the front with the trademark Vinegar Syndrome embossing on the title. There's a spine with the AGFA logo out there. I believe that stands for American Genre Film Archive, which is one of their partner labels. And then here's the back with a read up here. If you want to pause the video and read through that. Which, thankfully, this looks a lot better than when I was filming it on my webcam, which I might include some footage of that just to kind of give a compare and contrast. But anyway, so there's the slip. Just set that up to the side. And there's the front of the Blu-ray, the spine. And here's a read-up on the movie. If you want to pause the video real quick and read through that. Then we've got our bonus features along with our other specifications. Full back. We'll go ahead and pop this open. And the first thing we have in here is a booklet, which I always kind of love when Blu-rays come with booklets, just because I like having some extra reading material to go along with the movie. But as you can see, we got a lot of essays and pictures from the movie. A lot of cool stuff. Definitely going to give that a read once I've finished watching the film. And then we've got the Blu-ray disc, which is all in black with the title Shredder Orpheus on the front. And we do have some inside artwork with one of the main characters, I'm assuming. Very cool. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to check this one out because a friend of mine hosted a local screening of this, which I didn't attend for whatever reason. And so I'm definitely curious to check this one out. So we'll get the slip on there. And let me actually move the box back into frame. Let's see. Actually, let me try to... There we go. Yeah, that might work. I'll just set that up to the side. Let me actually zoom back in. There we go. Okay. So then the next title we've got here is another partner label. We have Soultangler. From Bleeding Skull. And I decided to get this title just for the cover alone, because like, how sick is that cover? Just, I don't know, it's so wildly insane. And of course, you got that great embossing on the title. All he wants is your soul. But yeah, I decided to get this one solely for the cover. But yeah, there's the front, there's the spine, and here's the back, the Soultangler. And here's a little read-up if you want to pause the video and read through that. Full back. We'll take the slip off. And we've got the actual Blu-ray itself with the shrink wrap, which from what I read online, this is basically meant to be like an even lower budgeted riff on Reanimator, which I love Reanimator. I even did a video on it, which I'll probably link in the top right corner or something, so you can check that out after you watch this video. Anyway, so here's the front cover, same as the slip. There's the spine, and I think the dogs are here. And here's the back. If you want to read through that, go right ahead. There's the specifications and bonus features. Full back. And we'll pop it open. And inside we just have a plain white Blu-ray disc, which is nice. And we do have some reverse cover art right here, which I might just go ahead and swap it out, just because I always kind of like doing that. So just put that over there, like so. Okay, and then we'll pop the disc back in, which, I don't know, I'm a little disappointed that it's just a plain white disc with the title, but I don't know, it is what it is, I suppose. So yeah, there's a Soultangler, which, again, I just had to get for the cover alone because it's that cool. Anyway, so we'll put that aside, and next we've got Bloodhook.
Get ready for a most unusual fishing expedition. Bloodhook. You can't worm your way out of this one. See Bloodhook. Fishing was never like this.
Which, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get the version with the slip cover, because I think the slip cover sold out a long time ago, and it's like really hard to come by. But yeah, so Bloodhook is a pretty fun like horror comedy that I reviewed years ago for Trauma Tuesdays on my site. And what's interesting is that this movie was directed by Jim Mallon, I believe is his name, who was one of the creators of Mystery Science Theater 3000, along with not Mike Nelson, Joel Hodgson. Yeah, that's it, Joel Hodgson. But anyway, so there's the front cover with a figure with his hand out, holding onto a girl being pulled by a fish hook with the tagline, "Once you're hooked, you're dead." There's the front. Spine just says Bloodhook. And there's the back with a read-up, if you want to pause the video and read through that. We got the bonus features, specifications, and there's the Trauma logo down there. Pop it open. And inside we have our DVD, which uses the cover from the original Trauma release. And then we have the Blu-ray that has the new Blu-ray artwork. And then we have a reverse cover that uses the old Trauma artwork with the girl like being pulled by the fish hook with a tagline, "You can't worm your way out." But yeah, it's been years since I've seen this, probably not since I wrote my review for it, but I want to say I remember liking it, but I could be wrong, so I'll put that aside. Oh, and stuff's falling over, which is great. All right, so next up we've got probably one of the more notorious movies that Vinegar Syndrome has now released, Faces of Death.
If you have never thought about death, it's time you started thinking. Faces of Death, now a major motion picture.
Which I'm very excited to see this movie because it's like one of the most notorious exploitation films ever. Like it wasn't the first what are called Mondo movies, which are basically movies that are meant to be like showcase like real life atrocities, but are really just like faked. But it is one of the most notorious. I think it spawned like a whole series of movies, and from what I understand with Faces of Death, the first one at least, like it's a mixture of both old and new footage. Like some of it's like pretty obviously fake, but then there's some stuff in it that's very real. And I've known about this movie for years, but I never saw it. And like as soon as I saw that Vinegar Syndrome was putting it out on 4K, I just knew I had to get it because, you know, how often is a movie like this going to get that kind of treatment? And I seem to be struggling with getting the plastic wrap off. not the best look for me. There we go. Oh, and, well, let's take a look at the little guy that fell out. Oh, it looks like we got 2 of them. Looks like these are stickers, I believe. Yeah, the original Faces of Death. Experience the reality of death close up. So yeah, I got one I can keep and one I can give to a friend of mine, assuming I have friends. But anyway, so we got the front here, which is just this really cool image of a skull with a little bloody tear, I'm assuming. And it's got like a nice matte finish, and it comes in like a pretty rigid like slip case. But yeah, there's the spine, Faces of Death. And this is a limited edition too. On the top, it says here, this is of 5,000, number 4,526. So there's not very many of these left. And on the back, it just has a big thing, warning, this feature contains graphic depictions of autopsies, dismemberment, physical cruelty, human combustion, and electrocution. It should not be viewed by children, the elderly, or the squeamish. So yeah, if you're not used to this kind of thing, do not watch it. So we'll just take it out. Set the cover to the side. Oh, well, there we go. I'll just set it right there. And, oh, we got a little thing in here. So it looks like this booklet. So we'll just kind of thumb through this really quick. It's got some writing on the movie, which I always appreciate whenever you get these little booklets with Blu-ray releases. Just kind of read up a bit more on the movie itself. And then we've got the actual 4K disc, which experienced the reality of death, close up, Faces of Death. So there's the front, the spine, just says Faces of Death. If I can get the camera to focus on the title. That might be about it. And on the back, I'm just going to focus this again. If you want to pause the video and read through that really quick. We've got our bonus features, which there's a lot of features included on here. The full back, if I can get it to focus. There we go. We'll pop this bad boy open. And, oh, we got another little thing in here. Oh, I'm guessing this, this is a poster. Nice. So I'll just go ahead and try to get all this on camera if I can. And, oh, wow, this is a really big poster. So I'll just hold it up. So the first side of the poster just has the image of the skull. And then on the back, we've got an even bigger poster, which features all kinds of elements from the movie. Very, very nice. Do like that. All right, and we'll just fold the poster up. I don't know how big the poster is, but it's pretty freaking big. And then we've got the Blu-ray, the 4K disc right here, which is the same artwork as the cover. And we got a Blu-ray disc, which a little disappointing that both discs just have the same skull artwork, but it is what it is, I guess. And let's see if this comes with any reverse cover art. Oh, yes it does. Okay. There's the reverse cover. So I'll just go ahead and swap that out, because that's what I like to do with these releases, if I can get it to fit through. I might have... And there we go. Flip taken care of. So yeah, Faces of Death. This one I'm very curious about. I know that there was a new Faces of Death that came out earlier this year, but I don't think it was like a sequel or anything. It was like a spiritual... like a spiritual follow-up or whatever, what the fuck ever. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to like get the poster to sit in here. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just kind of sit it there. Then well, hang on. Let me. The stickers in here as well. At least until I can find somewhere to put them. Okay. All right. So I got it all sealed up. So let's go ahead and get the 4K in there along with the booklet, which this might be a bit of a pain in the ass to do, or maybe not. Hang on, let's see if I can. Okay. This is the part I might also have to either cut or speed up. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That's Faces of Death. So now we move on to the second pile, and the first one we have here is Fatal Games.
In sports, winning is everything. But at the Falcon Academy, death is the first prize.
Which is a mid-'80s slasher film set around people training for the Olympics. I actually reviewed this on my site during my summer slasher series back in 2024. But yeah, I do like this cover here. There can only be one winner in the contest. Their mistake was to even compete in Fatal Games, which just had that really great embossed title. But yeah, there's the cover. There's the spine, just says Fatal Games. And the back has a pretty grisly depiction of a hand coming out of a locker with Go Falcons. Go ahead and take the slip off. And we got the actual Blu-ray underneath. So I'll just go ahead and get the plastic wrap off. I remember this one being kind of cool. It's got a really awesome theme song that I believe was done by Shuki Levy, who worked on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's who did it. So anyway, got the wrap off. There's the front, just the same thing as the slip cover. And the spine, Fatal Games. And on the back, let me just focus this in. There we go. If you want to pause the video and read through that real quick. Then we've got our bonus features, which was quite a bit. Some pictures from the movie, including one of the death scenes. There's the full back. Let me focus this back in. There we go. We'll pop it open. And we've got the Blu-ray disc, which just features the artwork from the back of the slip cover. And we do have some reverse cover art, which I actually kind of like this cover a bit more, with the tagline, America's Olympic hopefuls are competing in the Fatal Games, which I'll go ahead and swap this out. I think this is one of those movies that lists on a lot of people's wish list for getting a Blu-ray release, because I think for the longest time this movie was only available on VHS. I don't think it even made the transition to DVD. So to have this finally on Blu-ray is kind of a big deal. So we'll just put the cover back on, and that's Fatal Games. Another thing I might try to do, by this point in the video you might have already seen it, but I'm thinking about adding trailers to each of these titles. For instance, when I talk about Fatal Games, I'll show a trailer for it, or at least a snippet of the trailer. Which again, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below if you want to see it more or not. But anyway, so the next title we've got here is another Trauma title, Play Dead.
Only a raging madness unleashed to kill. It's a game of death played in blood. Open the door, and you play dead. Rated R.
Which I reviewed this one also on my site years ago for Trauma Tuesdays. And I can't remember too much about it other than I believe it's about a woman who uses a dog to get revenge on people. And I believe it's got I think her name is Yvonne DiCarlo, who was on either The Munsters or The Addams Family. I can't remember. But I remember she was, I want to say I remember her being good in it, but again, it's been years since I've seen this. But, it was cheap, so I figured I had to pick it up. And unfortunately, the slipcover sold out, but I'm sure I can get it online for a decent price. So yeah, Play Dead. It may be the last thing you do with a dog, kind of lunging at the viewer. And on the spine, just says Play Dead. And on the back, I'll focus this in so you can see it. If you want to pause the video and read through that. Then we've got our bonus features, which there's not a whole lot of on here. Then we got some pictures from the movie itself. There's the full back. Let me focus that. And we'll pop it open. And we've got the Blu-ray disc right here. And we've got the DVD, which, oh yeah, that's right. I believe this also went under the title of Satan's Dog, which I do love this image with the devil, which they use for the reverse art. She screamed for the devil, and he sent her Satan's dog. I do love that. It's pretty nice. So yeah, that's Play Dead or Satan's Dog. Honestly, of the two titles, I think I like Play Dead better. And then last but not least, we've got one of the new marquee titles that Vinegar Syndrome put out during their sale, Joe Dante's Explorers.
Explorers.
We come in peace.
The adventure begins in your own backyard.
Which this is Joe Dante's follow-up to Gremlins, which, I love Gremlins. I mean, granted, who doesn't? That movie's a classic. Explorers, I've only seen the movie once, like years ago, when I got the Blu-ray from Shout Factory. But I remember this one actually being really fun. It's basically about a couple of young boys who decide to build a spacecraft to visit aliens. And I remember, like, the first 2/3 where it's the boys, like, building the spaceship was really fun. But then once they actually met the aliens, not that it was, like, bad or boring, but it wasn't, like, as exciting. But I feel like that was also kind of the point, was the whole idea of it's about the journey, not the destination necessarily. But I do love this cover where you've got the title Explorers kind of like in sort of a gloss finish where it stands out from the rest of the cover. And then you've got the boys like coming out of the spaceship with the aliens kind of in the foreground. So yeah, there's the full front cover. And on the spine just says Explorers. It's got the Paramount logo because this was put up by Paramount Pictures. And on the back, you've got, I believe that's Dick Miller looking up at the ship as it's lifting off, because of course it's Dick Miller. I mean, what movie was Dick Miller not in back in the 80s? And this is part of their VSU line, so that means it comes in this pretty thick, hard case that just opens up with this little magnet. And then on the inside, you've got this little ribbon that you just pull on. And we'll first take a look at the inside artwork in the box, if you can see it. It basically just has like the schematics for the spaceship the kids built in the movie. And then the first thing we've got is another booklet. Very nice, very thick. It's got there's a young Ethan Hawke in the movie. It's got some writing and some pictures, which again, I always just kind of dig these little booklets just because I like having some supplemental reading material to go along with the movie. And then we've got the actual slipcover, which I do really like this. It kind of looks like an old like Atari game or like an old VHS tape you would get back in the day. But yeah, you got the bubble with the spaceship nicely embossed, so it kind of sticks out. And yeah, Secrets of the Universal Weight. Don't forget the bubble gum. So there's the front. And on the spine just says Explorers, Paramount Pictures logo at the top. And on the back, it's got two of the kids facing off against a giant spider robot, which is from the movie. It's been, I've only seen the movie once. It's been years, so my memory's a little fuzzy on it. And anyway, we'll take the slipcover off. And we've got the actual 4K itself, which just uses the same artwork as the hard shell case. Spine just again says, if I can focus it, this again says Explorers. Come on, focus. And let me try. Yeah, the camera's having a hard time focusing. Anyway, so let's get that in focus. There we go. So there's a little re-up on the movie if you want to pause through that and read through real quick. They've got our bonus features, which includes a new making of documentary, as well as some previous archival features from the Shout Factory release. We've got the specifications down here. There's the full back. We'll pop this bad boy open. There we go. And we got several discs in here. We've got our let's see, is this? Oh yeah, that's the Blu-ray disc, which just features the same schematic artwork from the inside of the box. Then we'll flip it around, and we got our second Blu-ray disc, which, yeah, this just comes with the extras. And then we have our 4K disc, which a little disappointing that each disc just has the same artwork. And I would have liked it if each disc had its own unique artwork, but it is what it is. And then let's see if there's any reverse cover art. Yes, there is. It's the same artwork as the slipcover. I think for this one, I might just leave the original cover art on. I mean, not that I dislike the alternate cover art, but I've already got it on the slipcover, so let me flatten this out. I am curious to see how Explorers looks on 4K, because I know Vinegar Syndrome was kind of talking up how much of an improvement their release was over the Shout Factory release. So I'm curious to see how much of an improvement this release is over that one. Yeah, I'm having some trouble getting the Blu-ray disc back in there. If I can... There we go. All right, all the discs are in. Put the slipcover back on. Probably just put the booklet underneath the Blu-ray case. So right there, those close it up. And if I can get it, yep, there we go. So that's my entire Vinegar Syndrome Halfway to Black Friday or sale haul. There's all the titles neatly stacked on top of each other. We've got Shredder Orpheus, Soultangler, Bloodhook, Faces of Death, Fatal Games, Play Dead, and Explorers. I'm definitely excited to check out some of these movies that I haven't seen before and rediscover ones I have seen, but maybe not for a couple years. So let me know in the comments down below if you also took part in the Vinegar Syndrome Halfway to Black Friday sale. Did you pick up some of these titles, or did you pick up something different? Let me know in the comments below. And also let me know if you've seen any of these movies and what your thoughts are on them. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Have you never heard of any of these? I'd be very curious to know. And also, regarding the changes I made in this video, like adding trailers and whatnot, let me know what you think of that also in the comments below, because you know, these videos, the unboxing videos in particular, don't take a whole lot of effort, but I want to try to do new things to kind of jazz them up and make them a bit more interesting to watch. But with all that being said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to more videos and more reviews coming out soon. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.